Do 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 do. Oh man. What nonsense left? Nothing. Okay. Hold up. 203 through 5. Okay. We'll watch this video. Sure.
The free draw situation has had a few updates since my last video on the matter. For those who didn't watch or finish that video, I'll give you the TLDR. Free Draw is a Roblox game where people can draw together. It's popular amongst artists who play Roblox, which is why it's grown a massive community. The owner of the game is Nicole. The head moderator of the game is her girlfriend, Jaspup. Nicole was 19 and Jaspup was 30 when they first started going out. Jaspup is a self-admitted baby fur who's into play and moderates for a no-judgment 18+ Discord server that is run by a furry artist. Jaspup openly interacts with and retweets art depicting of children, and she is openly into little girls. It is highly likely Nicole is aware of these facts given that they live together and have interacted on Blue Sky where this information was made publicly available. Given this information alone, these two people should not be running a Roblox community full of children. Surprise, surprise, go figure that Jaspup and Nicole were exposed by their own moderators for trying to push a rule that prohibits all permanent bans from Free Draw, effectively letting anyone get back into their game after being banned. This includes people who've been banned for drawing NSFW for children to see, who've drawn actual and child. Nicole has told her mods stuff like, "Can change, there are no bad people, only bad decisions, re-offenders can get longer ban times, and Kaneko Kitten's cancellation was bullshit." For those who don't know, Kaneko Kitten has multiple minors and has even driven out to meet one of them for. In fact, Nicole has admitted to being close friends with Kaneko Kitten. Birds of a feather truly flock together. Nicole and Jaspup preach forgiveness and empathy for those who've quote-unquote made mistakes when referring specifically to this no permabans rule isn't purely conjecture. It has been enacted into reality already. We have documented proof of multiple instances where Nicole and Jaspup have been giving month-long bans to people who've drawn NSFW in Free Draw for children to see. There's also instances of people who've drawn getting temporary bans. Actual are being allowed back into Free Draw. By moderating Free Draw like this, Nicole and Jaspup are willingly exposing children to and when you give temporary bans, you're basically letting wolves back into a pen of sheep. You are endangering the children who play your game. When the mods first
Getting those
exposed
Splashlight Click
Nicole
6,
and
you want to play
Jaspup, the
FNAF,
Free
I'm
Draw
not gonna
Discord
lie.
server rioted in protest.
I gotta go back
Nicole's
through and
response
play all
to
the games at some
allegations
point.
was to close the general chat, silence and ban any dissenters, and post an announcement full of manipulation and lies. It was basically her saying that this was all a miscommunication, guys. This announcement was so phoned in, Nicole didn't even write the damn thing. We have proof that Jaspup wrote the announcement for PR reasons alone. It was full of assertions that contradicted what Nicole was saying and doing in private. Here Nicole says that Like behavior has always and will always be a permanent bannable offense. And yet, 3 days after this announcement was posted, a drawing of a toddler being got banned for 2 years. If that's not predatory behavior, I don't know what the is. If somebody joins a kid's game and draws, that person is a period. Nicole seems to think that that is an okay person to let back in their game full of children. And what's worse is now she's trying to lie about it and sweep it under the rug. Just this instance alone shows us that Nicole doesn't think liking them young is that bad, especially when coupled with the fact that she is in love and living with a baby fur. Nicole and Jaspup are wolves in sheep's clothing. They hide behind these cute little furry profile pictures, but in reality, they are manipulative, lying, depraved degenerates who intend to harm children with malicious moderation in their kids' game. All of this being said, I would like to update my call to action from my last video. Boycott Freedraw, downvote the game, unfavorite it, and spread the news inside of Freedraw. There is an entire population of players in Freedraw who have no idea about the situation and who don't watch YouTube. If you want a more detailed report of the situation, check out my previous video, Parlo's video, Guamgo's video, or Green Lego Cat's video. If you want to see the Google Doc of evidence that the Freedraw.
Alright, I'm done with this video. I just wanted to get like a general idea of what the heck was going on. Wait, gaming with dogs playing Star Rupture? I heard that's another factory game. Do I want to watch this video? It's 6 minutes long. We are Eurodance. Sure, we'll watch it. I'm intrigued.
I'm struggling with social anxiety, which means I hate myself and think everyone hates me too. Woo!
Social anxiety. Spending time with someone.
Whoa.
Bye-bye. See ya. That was a really fun moment. He hates me. It's obvious.
And you see Mitchell took this to the...
So, if you've been in the furry fandom for any length of time,
Not even.
you've probably experienced this firsthand, or at least seen it happen. You meet someone new at a convention, in a furry Discord server, or
Nope.
on a social media platform.
Nope.
You have one good conversation,
Not really.
and then suddenly
Well.
they're just there, every day in your DMs. It's not necessarily a malicious thing, and it's certainly not exclusive to the fandom, but it does seem to happen here with a peculiar
I heard a drop. Where the
frequency.
heck would that would've-
feeling of a new connection instantly escalating to a level of intensity that can sometimes be a lot to handle. And my friend Ferret actually summed it up pretty well.
Ferret?
She told me, I've just been keeping to myself,
Ferret can walk.
especially because I keep getting people DMing me all the time who I meet once and get attached, and called it a big problem in the fandom. So that is what I've decided to make a video on today.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, there's only like 4 more minutes in the video, so I don't know what much you can say, but...
To figure out why this
Wait, say an hour and 30 minutes. My videos take about an hour and 30 minutes per minute to... That's actually a really cool metric. Saying about how long it takes per minute of video.
To figure out why this might happen, we need to look at what draws a lot of people to the fandom in the first place. For many, it's an escape from isolation or a lack of understanding in their offline lives, research into social connection has consistently shown that people who feel marginalized or lonely are more likely to seek deep, immediate connections in communities where they finally feel accepted. The furry fandom, with its emphasis on identity exploration and community, practically operates like a giant beacon for that exact feeling. So when someone who's felt like an outsider their whole life suddenly finds a whole group of people who get it, that rush of acceptance can be overwhelming, and it's easy
I had
to
a
see
bullet
how that
still, dang.
emotion could get funneled into the first few people who show them kindness. There's also the aspect of the persona itself. Presenting yourself through an anthropomorphic character can create a sense of emotional safety. For example, it could feel easier to be open and vulnerable, but that vulnerability can also accelerate intimacy, making a week-old friendship feel like it has the depth of one that has lasted years, because you feel like you've shared your true self right from the start. So, what are the actual consequences of this? Well, for the people on the receiving end, like Ferret mentioned, it can lead to social exhaustion and this constant low-level anxiety around interactions. You want to be kind and welcoming, but the pressure of managing multiple intense, unsolicited attachments can become emotionally draining, leading people to withdraw entirely, which just reinforces that initial feeling of isolation they were trying to escape. And it's not just a personal issue, it affects the entire ecosystem of the community. This pattern can fuel drama, as
Doesn't that- I think
overly
that affects
attached
everyone, though.
individuals might feel betrayed or jealous when their new best friend doesn't reciprocate with the same intensity. It can make social spaces feel cliché or unsafe, as long-term members might become wary of welcoming newcomers to avoid this exact scenario. Perhaps one of the quieter effects is on creativity itself. When social dynamics become this fraught, some artists and creators might feel pressured to engage socially rather than focus on their craft, or might abandon accounts to avoid specific individuals, leading to a loss of their work and presence for the entire community. And this creates a really difficult paradox for the furry fandom as a whole. This is a community that proudly champions itself as being inclusive, welcoming, and a safe haven for those who don't fit in anywhere else. And that is a wonderful, even beautiful thing that should be absolutely protected. But that very welcome can be exploited, often unintentionally, by those who haven't yet learned how to healthily navigate the social exceptions and boundaries of a...
Final thoughts? Oh, that's just okay. Short video. Every major US war crime in 20 minutes? Could, maybe. Why doing fist runes Overwatch? Is Symmetra worse than Epstein? Oh! I missed all of those. Wow. I might be the worst zombies player of all time. I don't even know why I do the horde up here anymore. Like, they physically can't hurt me, so... Like, there really even isn't a reason for the horde up. It might be able to finish around here, and since 2 of 3 is an insta, we'll just grab Ethereal, then go. Okay, well, it's not what I want, but... No way. Just give me my perk, man. I need Ethereal Razor, that's it. This is crazy. There we are. Oh, got my shield. Rude. What if it wasn't Pack-a-Punch that caused the crash, but it was the availability of all the traps on the map that caused it? Those two are directly linked to each other. Hi! Hello. Oh. Yeah, I'm fine. Ooh, here's a good video. Actually, I remember watching the first one by this person. Theoretically possible events in Minecraft Part 2. Oh.
This is the biggest vein of ancient debris that's possible in Minecraft, because each chunk in the nether can generate up to 5 ancient debris. But if 4 chunks all generate this at the very corner, you can get a vein of 20 ancient debris. But this is so rare that a
Still not enough to
mathematician
get full
on an old
netherite.
Reddit post estimated there's only a 9% chance of this vein existing in all of Minecraft. Now get ready, because we're about to see some more theoretically possible things like this. Events that can happen within Minecraft, but will likely never be found. And a big thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Every stronghold generates with random patterns of stone bricks.
Reset.
mossy
I
bricks,
would
and
like to beat my
infested.
PB,
These
so
patterns
at
are always
least
different in every
628.
stronghold, except for some small sections that will always be normal stone bricks.
I mean,
that means it's technically possible to find a
I
stronghold
guess real
that's almost
quickly what I
purely
can do. Let me go to Zombicus real quickly here. It's hard to determine what I would get to if I continued having the same luck I have now. It's hard to determine what I would get to. So like round 1 to 202 took hold on, let's see here. What 1846-34, so 1846-34. You know, so if I were to continue at my current pace for the entire game, so dog rounds and all that included, I'd be able to get to, it says 619 right now, but I know that's not accurate because dog rounds, I haven't had nearly enough dog rounds to really get myself a good accurate time. I mean, even though I'm at 200, I've only had about... How many dog rounds do you get? I mean, once every... You get either 20 to 25 per 100 rounds. I've only had upward anywhere from 40 to 50 dog rounds in this game so far, out of a possible, what, 200? I think. Something like that. I don't know. So, it honestly all depends on the RNG I get here, especially during 163 through 362. Because if I miss a lot of insta-kill rounds, well, that sucks. As also, if I, you know, these rounds here take longer than insta-kill rounds. So if I have to play a lot of these here, then that's going to suck too. Also, it depends, like, am I going to turn on Pack-a-Punch whenever I can, you know? Am I going to turn on Pack-a-Punch for the last bit of the game? If I do, then, oh, I should definitely beat my record. If I don't, I'll only beat it by maybe 1 or 2 rounds. Maybe. I'm very tempted to turn on Pack-a-Punch, though, whenever I get the chance to. So, I would like to see a 650. I think 650 would be a really strong one. And it should be theoretically possible on this here. Yeah. Like, on last game, a year ago, I was on pace to get, I think, a 658 with the RNG I had. So, it all depends, really. That zombie went flying, dang. What I'm mainly, I don't know. I want to know why I crashed. I really want to know why I crashed in my last game. I think it was a data corruption. I don't know for a fact, though. Because if that's the case, then an easy way to fix that is literally just to play more. Which I should have no problem doing this time around. Since I'll actually be able to play during the week, and not only on weekends. I think a good goal to go for would be like 30 hours a week, but... That's hard to keep up with sometimes. That's also why I'm trying to put as much time as I can in before school starts. The faster I can get to 362, the easier everything will become. Like, I genuinely could do this. Like, let's say I got to 362, infinite instas. All I gotta do is press one button. That takes so, like, little brain power. I could actually do, like, homework while playing. I would have the ability to study while playing. That's how easy the game becomes. I think best case scenario, what I would want to do is I would want to be able to finish up this game by spring break. Meaning I have about 4.5 months to do that. So about 120 days. Give or take, I don't know. Insta-kills on any game. they're not. It's hard. It's very hard. I mean, most games that insta kills are on, getting one, like I've never gotten to past round 40 on like Black Ops 1, for example. I'm awful at that game. I thought that was gonna be a round. Dang. I'm a one-trick pony, and that's on this game. I know how to play other games. So there we go. That's round. Nice. All right, where's the last zombie? I guess he was somewhere. But
made of infested stone bricks. So when you break a single block, the entire structure starts falling apart around you as silverfish spawn. Like you've
yeah, there's the dog. I knew I was gonna have one, but there's no way I could get away with having no dog around, you know. Alright. I might as well go ahead and get a shield real quick. Let's see here. So what are my next ones? I got two insta-kill rounds here. Alright. Now if I get lucky, I get 208 or dog rounds. That's what I want. I could have dog rounds from like here all the way through round 212 if I get lucky. But if I don't, then not only do I lose an insta-kill round, but I also have to play a normal round, which makes me lose like 20 minutes worth of time. That's like everything is so varied. I could lose 20 minutes, I could gain 20 minutes, all from a coin flip. I got about another hour and a half I can realistically... hour and 45 minutes that I can realistically play here today. I'm not gonna play tonight when I get home this time. I gotta start packing. Valuing your health? Eh. Not so much because I value my health. Although I guess that's important. I gotta start packing for moving to the apartment. That's really the only reason why. If it wasn't for that, I'd actually just play tonight when I got home as well. I don't need that to stay. Wait, default flipped. ADS. Yeah, okay, that's correct. I'd die instantly if I flip those back. Alright, cool. Alright, what do I do now in the time being here for this round? You wanted to actually what? I wonder if I can do. I want to see if I can play Google Snake. I've always wondered that. Could I play Google Snake while playing this here and like actually play correctly at it? Oh. No, I cannot. That is difficult. That is so difficult. I gotta try this again. Hold on. I need to try this again. This is so difficult. That's hard. That's so hard. I can't do that, man. There's no way. BO6? Yeah, I might. There's gotta be something I can play. It has to be with a mouse though, and it has to be. I think turn-based would make the most sense. I don't know. So it's gotta be something like that. I wonder if. I doubt it does. Also, I wonder if Factorio is all mouse-based and you don't use your keyboard at all, but I doubt that's the case. Oh, well, we got a Jack Doherty video by Atazi. I'm a big hater of that guy, so this could be good.
This IRL streamer just can't stop humiliating himself, and I'm starting to get baffled at how little self-awareness it's possible to have as a human being. Because Jack Doherty just picked a fight for content with a former UFC heavyweight champion. Then talked a whole lot of smack online, then completely disappeared when it was time to actually follow through on
Isn't
talking,
he still
which is
set
extremely
for court?
on brand for the guy.
Like set for court and could potentially go to jail, found guilty for like whatever the gambling stuff.
But this is also on top of him currently facing the legal charges in Miami from about a month ago.
Yeah.
So mid-December, Jack Doherty went viral after footage surfaced of a chaotic backstage interaction
nuke.
at the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua boxing event in Miami. At this point, Jack just needs to stay out of Miami. But the clip showed former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovsky swinging and kicking towards Jack's group as people yelled and recorded everything from their phones.
Why that guy trying to kick you so Yo, how are you 260 and we still eat your hits? You're a little. Holy cock.
Of course, Jack then tweeted trying to frame the whole thing as another example of him being treated unfairly by saying, "I was just walking by and he tries to kick me for no reason." And that's how it all
because
started.
you have a very
I literally
pickable
didn't say
personality.
or do anything to him, but I'll always be the bad guy in the situation, lol.
Yes,
According
you
to the
will.
reporting at the time, the whole thing happened backstage at the Kaseya Center while Arlovsky was moving through the arena with his wife, his child, and his friends. Jack, who is known for walking directly into people and shoulder checking them as a part of his content, allegedly ran into Arlovsky. I mean, who would have thought that shoulder checking people for content, then hiding behind your bodyguard, would ever catch up to you?
Yo, what's up? What's up?
And his bodyguard, I think, killed people as well in the past.
What you gonna do?
Or has killed someone in the past.
Uh-oh. What you gonna do, little bro?
But almost immediately, things got heated. One of Jack's friends or
All
team
it
members,
takes,
maybe his bodyguard,
all it takes is for Jack to mess with just the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong part of the country for him to have like a 2mm or 2cm diameter hole that goes through his body. That's all it takes, is to find some crazy person that he messes with, and that's it. He's actually doing some of the dumbest things. Like, why would you do the things you're doing in a place where the Second Amendment shall not be infringed? Like, the guy to kick a cat and then get mad when the cat bites him back. Honestly, though, yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen that video where the kid, it's like a really young kid, is walking through the kitchen or something, steps on the cat's tail accidentally, but then the cat's like scratches him. He's like, "Eh!" He gets mad at the cat, even though he stepped on the tail. And then the cat attacks him afterwards, and the kid starts like crying, like as if it wasn't his fault already.
appeared to throw a punch, and then Arlovsky responded, and everything turned into a dumpster fire. So, from Jack's point of view, this...
I think the best part, though, was like, whenever Jack was getting arrested and all that, his bodyguard couldn't do anything. He was pacing back and forth like a lost dog who didn't know where the owner went. It's like honestly beautiful. It was so beautiful to watch.
This was another random attack. But according to Arlovsky, his perspective was very different. Arlovsky responded just days later, saying this wasn't just an unprovoked attack. From his Instagram story post, he said, first of all, I didn't beat anyone. I just stopped the threat. Someone threatened me, my wife, my kid, and I have another friend and his wife. I did what I was supposed to do and what every man is supposed to do and stop the threat. And in another post, Arlovsky said that he was the victim and that Jack was looking for content and they had been sucker punched during the fight. But before we get there, Arlovsky didn't stop with just one response, because on January 1st, Arlovsky spoke again, this time in a longer interview. By then, Jack had already issued challenges, talked about fighting, and loudly claimed online that he wasn't scared of anyone. But
He's not scared of anyone because he doesn't do the fighting. It's the big, huge guy who's like 4 feet taller than him. Because Jack literally is, I swear, like 5'2" or something.
according to Arlovsky, none of this really lasted too long. He called me this and that and talked about boxing and if I understood for MMA. My manager mentioned something like Misfix contacted him and no response. Nothing. Then came the line that would pretty much summarize Jack's online personality. He was super brave, super loud for these 2 or 3 days, and now
watch that video about Jack Doherty.
And Arlovsky, he admitted before the fight that he didn't even know who Jack Doherty was.
Yeah,
no
no
one
one
learned about the name after the clips went viral and people started messaging him. So I mean, if that's the case, there's no reason for Arlovsky to actually start a fight with Jack out of nowhere, like Jack claimed. I also think one of the funniest parts of the entire thing is that Arlovsky said that having a fight with Jack made him into some kind of like online or in-person hero, because he said a whole bunch of like random kids recognized him because of that clip. And I mean, honestly, that's just kind of diabolical because it shows how much the world dislikes streamers who just harass strangers on the street for content.
Honestly,
like
becoming
Jack.
like the new
So
Ice
Arlovsky
Poseidon.
also confirmed that Jack's bodyguard did throw punches,
Oh,
and that
there it
instead
is.
of anyone trying to help this random fight, everyone just started
Recording. Thank you, Ad.
recording Jack's team hitting him, which is interesting and honestly very on brand for the social media sphere. But with a focus now on his upcoming bare knuckle fight against Ben Roswell, Arlovsky said that he wasn't interested in continuing the drama. Jack, according to him, had already vanished. And the last time I covered Jack, it was already obvious things were headed downhill. Because, you know, he had a legal interaction on November 15th. He was arrested in Miami, and according to the Miami Beach Police Department, Jack Doherty was arrested at 3:12 a.m. after officers saw him intentionally stepping into the traffic and blocking the roadway at the 700 block of Washington Avenue.
What? No. I got it. I'm going. I got it. Hey, yo, I want to go. I'm just saying, I got it.
Bodyguard can't do anything. What are you gonna do? Tussle with the police? No.
Who the you think you are, bro?
Who do you think you are?
No, you're not. He was trying. Dude, who the are you, bro?
And according to the affidavit,
Oh, that's
officers
so
issued
satisfying.
multiple commands to get out of the road. Jack refused, even after members of his own group told him to comply. The affidavit states that he replied no, which is just genius. But he was about to prove to the world how much of a genius he really was because police warned him that he was going to get arrested, and Jack's response to that was, once I'm done with this, bet. Which, that's just not something you say to the police, unless you want to spend the night in jail. Especially because he had illegal stuff on him while he was actively refusing to comply with
Wait,
police.
what do you have?
It really doesn't get too much dumber than that. No, actually, I take that back. It gets a whole lot dumber than that. We know very well on this channel, it gets a whole lot dumber than that. But that was still really dumb. But they apprehended Jack in the middle of the roadway due to what the affidavit describes as his deliberate refusal to follow lawful orders and continued obstruction of traffic. Jack was then transported to the Miami Beach Police Holding Facility for booking.
As Jake Paul is hated, at least he has the balls to fight. Yeah. Actually, though, like, didn't he get his jaw absolutely busted? Like, I was actually talking to that with some of my coworkers at work. Like, I don't like the guy, right? But, you know, I can respect the fact that he went out there and got his butt handed to him. And he took it pretty well. He took it fairly well. I can respect that, you know? But this kid, on the other hand, like, if you're gonna talk all that, at least, like, back it up a little bit. Don't hide behind your bodyguard for it. Oh, I can't wait to go see that. Oh, I can't wait to go watch that.
And the after-hours state attorney was contacted for charging. He was charged with possession of a controlled substance, possession, and resisting an officer without violence. After his release, Jack said that was the worst 24 hours ever. There was no traffic. It was just 3 in the morning. I think they just wanted to lock me up, but fair enough, learned my lesson. Did he really, though?
No.
I don't know. But of course, even though he said it was the worst 24 hours of his life,
Yeah, I'm doing
Jack
it
wasted
again.
no
It's gonna be
time
fun.
to turn all that into content.
It's gonna be
He
really
posted a
fun.
video showing himself released from jail, posing with people with his face on t-shirts. As of right now, an arraignment hearing where Jack will officially enter
like,
a plea
"Woohoo."
is scheduled for a little over a week from now. Legally speaking, this probably won't destroy him. Realistically, I don't think he's gonna get any serious charges from this. But in the Arlovsky situation, Jack said, I literally didn't say or do anything. In the Miami Beach situation, Jack just said there was no traffic and the police just wanted to lock him up. In both cases, multiple accounts say the same thing. Jack was pushing the situation for content, refusing to stop, and acting shocked when the world doesn't want to play along. But he did present a little bit of hope for everyone out there on New Year's, because he announced that he was not going to return to social media in 2026.
Let's
Alright,
go.
guys, I'm quitting social media. This is my last video ever, and if you don't believe me, you can check back in here in 24 hours plus. I am not posting another video ever again. I'm not going into 2026. I'm quitting social media, and this is my last video. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, but I'm done.
Let's go.
I don't think anyone believed that, though.
No, they
because
didn't.
naturally, he returned. His girlfriend also posted something related to
Unfortunately.
either this arrest or a previous situation as well.
X to doubt, honestly, though. X to, like... curb
Yeah, it's an
stomp him?
interesting
No, I'm kidding.
mindset to just get pulled over by the police and immediately jump to, how can I farm this for content? But overall, it seems like their content has also kind of shifted from going to the mall and I guess baiting people and baiting the OF to just flaunting their stuff.
Alright guys, my boyfriend's gonna show you all his cool watches and you guys better pay attention and you guys better be nice.
Hi, I'm Jack. These are my cool watches, and
Hi, I'm Jack. These are my cool... Why does he sound like that?
And you guys better be nice.
hi, I'm Jack. These are my cool watches, and so the first one is probably my favorite ones.
I'm sorry,
This
but...
Richard Mille RM30.
Oh my
you know,
gosh,
one of 30
no
in the
way.
world.
To me, I mean, it almost kind of seems like they're giving up because what is this? Also, they're now forcing their new bodyguard to film TikToks with them. So, that's interesting. But it now seems like more people than ever are becoming aware of this awful behavior. Since
I
this
imagine
title
anyone who
from this Daily
infuriates
Mail
has
article is
the
pretty
worst
fascinating.
PlayStation button in
Truth
front of
about
them.
the worst man on the internet. Jack Doherty eats other people's
Yeah.
food, had an OF wedding with this astonishing clause, and sets his bodyguard on strangers. But this is why he's facing a dark future.
Yeah, it's just about... It's, I'm watching... It's an Atazi video, but covering Jack Doherty, yeah. It's 12 hours ago.
Yeah, that's an interesting title. I feel like his biggest problem here is he keeps on having to do stuff for attention, and it's always negative context stuff for attention, and that's only a downward spiral, as we've been witnessing for the last couple of years.
Unfortunately,
but Jack has an
yes.
arraignment scheduled in a little bit over a week right now for his other case, so drop a like if you want me to cover that and what happens there. But if you want to watch me travel to the Philippines and back in like 50 hours, you can watch this.
I hate Jack so much. So at some point, someone will... He keeps doing that. Okay, I'm gonna be absolutely realistic, okay? This is not Debbie Downer or anything. He keeps doing that, he will get himself shot. I'm just not... That's how it's gonna be. He keeps doing stupid things like this, he will find out stupid things. In the form of a bullet hole. Going through his body. I hate to say that, but that's what's gonna happen if he doesn't like do something else. Is that round? That's round. Okay. Hooray. He's really selfish? He is. And also very unbearable. I do have instances this round, right? 205? Yes, okay, good. That's not what I wanted. Alright, back to this. No, not it. Oh, what do I watch? I could watch some Explore With Us body cam videos. Those most hated versus most loved videos with 7 deadly sins versus 7 heavenly virtue type videos. I have never seen those. Wait, what? I'm gonna look that up real quick. What is that? The 7 sinful streamers versus 7 heavenly streamers? 7 sinful versus 7 heavenly? I have never seen these videos. What? Seven deadly sins as YouTubers? Dude, these make a lot of views. At least I'm just seeing the high ranked ones, or the 7 deadly sins, but it's Roblox developers. Alright, fine.
There's 7 specific streamers who perfectly embody the 7 deadlies.
Dude, all these videos have the same look to them. They have that internet anarchist look.
Sins. However, if we flip these upside down, we'll find another set of streamers who represent the exact opposite.
It's too flowy.
The 7 heavenly virtues. My name's Ryan, and we'll be comparing the streamers who embody the 7 deadly sins and their corresponding heavenly virtues, starting with gluttony versus temperance. Most people associate the sin of gluttony with eating copious amounts of food for pleasure, but it also represents an uncontrolled
Ryan Pictures? Oh wow, you know this like right off.
overindulgence in anything, such as alcohol, money, or even online clout.
Can we not
no
say
other
alcohol?
streamer best represents gluttony than Aiden Ross, with his alcohol consumption and unsavory acts with models on stream. Aiden is
going
constantly
underwater.
pursued for pleasure. On the flip side, Nick830 is a living embodiment of temperance, which is described as emotional restraint or self-control. Both are massively successful streamers, yet their behavior can't be any different. On most days, Aiden is either high on drunk with alcohol.
Okay, fine. I'll say it. High on drugs, drunk with alcohol. I don't know why we can't say these things.
Or sometimes even hooked on harder.
I mean, I guess, 5 million views. I'd make this video too, I'm not gonna lie, but... Who does the top, that one, watching one, posting videos with refresh YouTube?
After meeting Andrew Tate in December of 2022 and getting inspired by his discipline, Aiden promised to turn his life around and abandon his unhealthy lifestyle. Because just a couple months prior to meeting him, Aiden genuinely felt lost in the world of streaming, so much so that he contemplated abandoning his career altogether. But Tate became Aiden's reason to keep pushing on, gradually progressing into a mentor figure for him.
Andrew! I love you. I mean, I love you. I love him, bro. I love him with all my heart. I missed you. You got bigger and you got stronger and also sexier.
Everyone thought this was finally the time Aiden would change his ways. Unfortunately, this mindset only lasted a short while, and Aiden regressed back to his old habits of drinking. This was a massive disappointment to all of his fans who wanted to see Aiden live a better life. Aiden never fails to disappoint. Aiden is the best example of what you don't want to be in life. He's perfect for that. It's good that he exists so he can be set up as an example to show kids what you're not supposed to be in life. Even Andrew Tate himself called out Aiden on his lack of determination during a joint livestream.
I think you hold the record for making the most stupid life choice I have, me personally, Top G, ever been witness to hearing. Ever.
Wait.
Nobody on earth, nobody has told me a more stupid decision. I decided to stop going to the gym so I could focus on consuming. You are an idiot, Aiden.
In comparison though, Nick830 has always lived a healthy lifestyle that has inspired others to do better as well.
Yeah, I'm not watching
For
this
starters,
slop.
he only eats homemade food in moderate
I'm so
proportions.
sorry, but...
This includes things like high-protein chicken with vitamin-rich spaghetti squash, vegetable-filled Vietnamese rice rolls, and even a birthday cake topped with healthy fruits. Nick also works out on a regular basis and has a pretty impressive physique to show for it, so it's quite clear that he's a beacon of positivity for his audience and the online gaming community in general. There are also
we all
dozens
love
of
Nick
clips of
A30
him
though.
inspiring his viewers through encouraging words.
So never back down, never what?
Yeah, but I mean,
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
That's right.
Nick is a real one for this. Who knows, that kid might have not had any parents or anyone to turn to for support.
what if
And
there
Nick
was a child down there? You know, it's
might
all
have
that.
changed his life around. Thanks, Nick. But that's not all. Another way Nick embodies temperance and restraint is with his attitude towards money. Despite having millions of viewers, he never flexes his wealth and chooses to live with his parents instead of some dripped out mansion down in LA.
Live with his parents.
Hey, this again is arguably the complete
But that's
opposite of Aiden, who has zero
odd.
issues flaunting his money to his viewers.
I have 700,000 in cash right there. I got $700,000 in cash right there.
And instead of spreading positivity like Nick, Aiden went down a degenerate path after his breakup with his girlfriend Pammy. Has already left Aiden's content off limits for most of his younger fans, and it's not hard to imagine his growth completely halting in the near future. On the other hand, Nick A30's positive attitude not only makes him a role model, but also proves fame can be earned without compromising morals. Speaking of which, there are only a handful of streamers who radiate tolerance and joy in the face of intense bullying like our next streamer. Patience is the ability to continue doing something despite setbacks or difficulties, or to suffer without complaining, and the streamer Queso exemplifies this trait better than anyone. Queso is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, and while many
That's
people
gotta
may
be
not
an
believe
insult.
he embodies patience
Because
at
they're showing the thing from Meat Canyon, so.
first glance, there's a reason for that. He's an overweight guy, and his chat is constantly making fun of his weight on every opportunity.
Joe Biden.
Bro's built like a 1x1 Lego piece. What even is a 1x1 Lego piece? Yep, you're banned. Have a good night. Imagine being the biggest living creature on the earth. You don't have to imagine it, sadly. Yeah, you're banned.
This often takes him off, resulting in him expressing anger and quote banning the person who made the joke. But that's just it. It's all just a play, an act. Everything from his loud voice to animated expressions are all a part of his streaming persona. This was perfectly explained by his viewers when someone asked in Queso's subreddit reading, "Does Queso actually ban people when he says it?" To which someone replied, "No, it's just a joke, lol." Another comment further clarified the situation. He only bans people when they say racist, sexist, or really offensive things, or when they straight up become a problem. Most of it is just for laughs. So despite being provoked by his chat so often and enduring constant fat shaming, he remains patient and lets his audience have their fun. Sure, he acts as though he's actually angry, but it's clear this show of anger is just to keep things entertaining. However, this behavior is in stark contrast with FuziTube, a popular YouTuber and streamer whose career suffered
so we're
from
like
his
choosing the
intense
worst
anger
of the worst
issues.
examples.
Fuzi is one of the OGs of online content creation, who's known for his once popular public prank and social experiment videos. However, as the popularity of such content
Okay.
diminished,
I'm done with that. Coworker music makes you sad about the internet? There's so many good videos on my page. Oh! The brony who ambushed firefighters to kill them? Like, that's a good one. The shockingly real community of Nazi furries? Like, what am I meant to watch? VR chat phantom allergies freak out? Dude, there's so much. I need more me's to watch this. Trip titled something like the darkest shooter you've ever played. Tree Pang 2. Alright. We'll give that a look. I think this is it. Here it is.
Most horror games create fear by making you feel weak. Limited supplies, limited weaponry, limited capabilities. They trap you in the dark with monsters you can barely fight, and remind you at every moment of how powerless you really are. But what if the roles were reversed? What if, instead of running from your enemies, they run from you? Despite carrying the horror tag on Steam, Trepang Squared is unlike your typical horror game. You are not in any way disempowered. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You're strong, frighteningly so. The horror in this game comes not from being hunted, but from becoming the hunter. It comes from having to slaughter hundreds of men as they scream and beg for their lives. It comes from having to follow the inhumane orders of your ruthless director without question. It comes from slowly realizing that perhaps you are not the hero of the story, but rather simply a tool, a monster. The story begins in the year 2035, at a black site in the remote landscapes of Alaska, known only as Site 14. The compound is run by a megacorporation called Horizon, a company at the global forefront of many fields, such as technology, medicine, security, and most importantly, anomalous research. In the world of Trepang Squared, the existence of supernatural entities and phenomenon are not hidden in secrecy or myth. It's widely accepted and even studied. The anomalous sciences is a well-respected field, with many of the leading minds under the employment of Horizon. Site 14 is one of the many facilities devoted to such research, and within its walls lies an entity with anomalous properties unlike anything they've ever seen before. Subject 106. Reportedly, the subject is able to turn invisible at will, dodge bullets, and wield superhuman strength. He has been marked as extremely dangerous and must be kept restrained and masked at all times. Furthermore, no more than 2 firearms may be present around him at any given moment. Bloodwork reveals massive spikes in dopamine levels after inflicting physical trauma on guards, suggesting that the subject derives pleasure from violence. Very little is known about the subject's background, as every attempt at communication has failed. Physical, psychological, and medical interrogation techniques have all yielded no results. 106 is either incapable of speech, or has somehow been trained not to talk. Desperate to know more about him, Horizon even tried transplanting the subject's memories into other hosts, but this only resulted in death and violent outbursts. One patient who managed to survive a partial transplant uttered a single phrase before dying: "Complete the cycle." In the opening cutscene, we can see that Horizon was forcing 106 to watch a strange, almost ritualistic video of an atomic bomb going off. The video is accompanied by an eerie chant: "Erase your light, take your flight, to a place where you will be remembered, to a place where you will be loved." It's likely some kind of brainwashing, but before the process can continue any further, a masked figure in black puts a stop to it and swiftly leaves the scene. It would seem that he has infiltrated Site 14 to set us free. Following the bloody trail of corpses left behind by our savior, we try and find a way out of the facility. But just based on the brutalized state of the guards' bodies, it is already clear that whoever this man is, he is no ordinary individual. We ourselves are not able to properly fight at the moment due to the special titanium handcuffs Horizon has placed on us. But this is a trifling matter, because just as reported, with just a thought, Subject 106 can vanish from sight, along with anything in his possession. Crawling through the ventilation shafts, we arrive at the compound security station, which holds the keys to our shackles. Now unrestrained, 106 is able to face Horizon's soldiers head-on, and it quickly becomes apparent just how powerful he really is. He snaps bones with ease, He hurls grown men like ragdolls, and his reflexes are so heightened that it makes the world around him appear to slow down in comparison. It's no wonder Horizon was so fearful of him. 106's abilities seem far too convenient to just be a naturally occurring anomaly. They're too refined, too precise. It's almost as if he has been specially designed for killing. After slaughtering hordes of Horizon's mercenaries, we arrive at a large walk-in freezer plastered with more mutilated corpses, and among the bodies of the dead, we find our rescuer, who has seemingly taken his own life. It's odd, he was in no immediate danger, yet chose death all the same. In his hand rests a golden coin marked with the Roman numerals CV-105. The implication is clear. This man was not just our savior, he was our predecessor. But where did he come from? And what are we exactly? Fighting our way through more of Horizon's guards, we eventually arrive at an office complex above the prison. Inside, we come across an email addressed to the CEO of Horizon, discussing plans for something called the WBE project, in which they were planning to electronically emulate a human brain. However, as this project became less and less feasible due to resource constraints, they have now shifted their focus to something darker, human-to-human brain transplants. Not physically, but through rewiring and memory replacement. This is incredibly important for later, so keep it in mind.
Okay.
Moving past the office complex, the lights suddenly cut out, and red smoke fills the air. It's Talon, Horizon's elite Black Ops unit. Trained and equipped with cutting-edge gear, they are a step above the rank-and-file guards. Against anyone else, they would be a nightmare, but against 106, they are simply another obstacle. After making quick work of the Black Ops soldiers, we encounter something peculiar, a drone, conveniently placed in our path. Interacting with the machine, it confirms both our location and identity, and then begins accessing our memories. A data package titled Subject 105 Termination is uploaded to an unknown recipient, and shortly after, a cryptic message is left behind. The cycle begins again. Capture means you will be forced to complete your original mission. Exiting the interface, the drone has vanished without a trace, but the path forward has now opened, allowing us to proceed on.
Hold up. Let me see here real quick. Alright, I'm gonna get a drink and I will continue. Oh.
Onwards into the final area of Site 14, the loading bay. Here Horizon makes its last stand, throwing every soldier left in the facility at us. Wave after wave, they come and fall all the same, until the entire squadron is wiped out. Following the battle, we hear the doors to the helipad opening behind us, accompanied by the distinctive sound of rotor blades spinning. Outside, a new group of mercenaries await. They claim to be friendlies and tell us to get on board the chopper. Strangely, 106 complies without question. Whether out of instinct, resignation, or lack of alternatives, he steps aboard. As the helicopter takes off, the rest of the troops move in to secure the facility, thus marking the end of the prologue and the beginning of this dark tale.
I'm not playing Valorant. No, don't even give me an advertisement.
We are taken
for
by
it.
a pilot named Raven back to the faction's hidden safe house, where we are remotely introduced to their mysterious director.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you, 106. The Horizon Corporation had you locked away for a very long time. They must be frightened now that you're free. You want vengeance. So do we. Welcome to Task Force 27.
The director doesn't give us much to go on, but I suppose it only makes sense to work with them for now. They did send 105 to rescue us, and it seems like we have a common enemy. Reportedly, Horizon's experiments have left 106 without memory of who he is, or rather, of what he is. The so-called task force seems to be familiar with him, but 106 doesn't try to inquire further, and perhaps he doesn't care to. Inside Task Force 27's base, we can gather that they certainly have a lot of resources at their disposal, although there's something oddly unsettling.
There you go.
About the setup. We can't directly interact with anyone. All their personnel stand behind thick, bulletproof glass. They watch us from a distance, like some sort of specimen.
Horizon's good as dead now that you're on the team.
After gearing up at their courtesy, the director wastes no time in giving us our first mission. We are to raid Horizon's end-of-life care facility, the Pandora Institute, and rescue 27's undercover agent, Dr. Emerson, who they have since lost contact with. At its surface, the Pandora Institute seems rather benign, enticing even. A high-end state-of-the-art facility where terminally ill patients can live out the rest of their lives in luxury and comfort. 5-star accommodation, entertainment, and healthcare all completely free. Seems too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, the facade quickly fades as we look a bit deeper into the institute. Before entering the facility, all guests are required to surrender their cell phones and cameras for holding. Odd, but perhaps you could chalk it up to privacy concerns. The patient consent form, however, is far less defensible. It's essentially a binding and irreversible contract that forfeits the patient's body for unspecified research and experimentation. And based on the wording, this doesn't seem like typical medical research. Even more concerning is the Institute's relentless recruitment strategy. In addition to their aggressive marketing, they are even offering hospitals large sums of money to transfer patients there. Based on what we know about Horizon, it seems unlikely that they are doing all this out the kindness of their heart. There is almost certainly something more sinister at play. Immediately upon entering Pandora's airspace, our helicopter is attacked by an anti-aircraft gun, almost as if they've been expecting us. But what kind of healthcare facility even has an AA gun in the first place? In any case, our first order of business is disabling it before Raven is blown out the sky.
Oh my, that was that video from yesterday. Anti-air gun, why is anti-air guns disabling them the most common objective in gaming? There it is again. The anti-air gun. You gotta get rid of it. It's very important. Can't they shoot a missile from the... I don't know. Shoot a big missile. There you go.
With the gun inactive and the perimeter cleared, Raven drops off some breach charges to aid our entry into the facility, and Task Force's Ghost team is deployed to help secure the compound. Further into the Institute, we enter an area called the Volunteer Exhibit, and it's here where our suspicions reach an all-time high. Engraved on the walls are the names of hundreds upon hundreds of patients who have died under Horizon's care, all within the past 3 years, some as young as 12. This is anything but normal. People here are dying at such a fast rate that the construction team can't build walls fast enough to accommodate for all the names. Yet among the staff and guards, there is no shame. On the contrary, their words carry conviction. They speak of protecting the Institute, of saving countless lives through its work. However twisted their methods, Horizon seems to truly believe that what they are doing is for the greater good. To them, all these deaths are necessary sacrifices.
All these ads are killing me.
Entering Pandora's atrium, we are met with a truly horrific sight. Dozens of bodies, abandoned and left to rot.
Welcome to the Pandora Institute. It took a lot of guts for you volunteers to sign up here, and for that, you have my gratitude. Countless lives will be saved because of your selflessness.
Prior to our arrival, there seems to have been some sort of incident at the facility, causing most of the staff to leave their posts and forcing the entire institute into a lockdown.
Get an ad blocker? I
That's why
do.
the
I
AA
have one.
gun
I
was
okay.
active,
I
and
do.
why all
Yeah.
these
It's
patients were
called
left
Pie
for dead.
Blocker, and
The
it blocks
director
the ads for the
informs us
most
that
part.
Dr.
Like instead of
Emerson's
showing the entire
signal has
thing,
been detected in
it
the building's
will show
lower
them for like
levels.
2 or 3
The
seconds and
problem
then
is
automatically
reaching
skip it.
With Pandora
It used to
on
work
full
flawlessly,
lockdown,
but
all the lifts
YouTube
have
had
been
to have
sealed.
done some
But
update
one of the task
to make them,
force's
you know,
soldiers was
not
able
work
to open
flawlessly
it.
now.
Huh. I wonder how we got in there. Entering the elevator, everything seems to be going smoothly until suddenly the lift stops and creaks
I don't know what
before
happened.
falling into a rapid descent, warning that the maximum capacity of 1,000 kilograms has been exceeded. There's something on top of us, but before we can even process what's going on, we arrive at Pandora's underground hospital, Site 97, and it immediately seizes our attention. Blood and human remains decorate the hallway in an inexplicably violent way. Not even 106 is capable of such carnage. Something seriously terrible happened here. Through an email from one of Horizon's scientists, Dr. Kramer, we learned that there were deep ethical concerns about the research being conducted at Pandora, but still they proceeded, convinced that it would be of great benefit to humanity. We still don't know what it is Horizon was researching, but whatever
My
it
dad
was,
messaged me.
it
Hold
very
up.
clearly spiraled out of control, ending in the massacre that surrounds us now. Based on the various handwritten notes we find left at Site 97, it seems that Dr. Emerson's cover was blown, with orders being made by the staff to find and kill him. This would
What
explain
may
why
he
the
have
task
said?
force lost contact with him. Let's just hope he is still breathing. As we disable the facility's lockdown protocol, a lone Horizon guard rushes.
Let me see if I can do that real quickly here. Polo. No, not Popo. Polo. Where's my login? Login portal. Where is my login? Residence. Oh, here we are. Save. Hold on. I'll be back in a second, a few minutes here. 1 second. Okay, so here's the thing. Oh. I got that part there done. I now need to actually fill out a little questionnaire for a job I applied for that I meant to do yesterday. Mercy Talent, here we are. 25 to 30 minutes assessment. All right, let's do this assessment. Resume. Okay. So, well, I'll pull up chat on my phone. That way I can see this here. I can't show this on screen probably because it might dox me, but you know. Well, it's like a little personality survey quiz thing for the position as a laboratory assistant at a hospital. Let's see here. What do we have? What do you enjoy most about your most recent job? Working with people, making money, personal growth, serving customers, working as a team, nothing, being productive. I've never had a job before, or other. I mean, it's making money, obviously. What I mean, I don't really have a favorite thing about it. Other? That's not a good answer though. I've never had a job before. Being productive, nothing. Working as on a team. Serving others. Making money. Making money realistically is the best thing about it. Working with people. I actually really enjoy that part. I'll say working with people. That's actually my, I mean, aside from the money, because no one can, you're not going to say that. What do you get paid to do? Help people, innovate, build relationships, solve problems, create memorable experiences, complete projects, show up on time, make the company money. That's what I get. That's what I get paid to do. Make the company money. Support the organization, lead others. Help people. It's like the biggest thing. Help people, make the company money. I'd say help people. It's pretty much it. It's a pizza place. Your favorite hobbies or special interests? Gaming, 100%. I feel I have a voice at work. Agree, strongly agree even. How do you feel about a job where you're always on duty? For example, if someone doesn't show you work their job. It's what I signed up for. That's it, yeah. That happens all the time. Depends on how often it happens. I mean, it's what I signed up for, so if you need it, yeah. It frustrates me. It depends on the circumstances. Depends on how often it... No, it depends on the circumstances. If it's like a genuine... And, you know, I'm a human, so... That's what I signed up for. I'm gonna say it depends on how often it happens. I'm cool with coming in for people, but it can't be, you know, I expect a reasonable reason. I've never been late for work. I've been late for work a few times, but it was not due to me, my own issue. It's because I live right. I physically have to cross a train track to get to work. I cannot leave my area without crossing a train track. I physically cannot. There's like 8 different paths out, and all of them cross a train track. So if there's a train, you're screwed. Neither agree nor disagree. It depends again. When I am angry, others usually know it. At home, but not at work. What do you have personal and professional? Do you have a personal and professional to-do lists? Yes. Oh, definitely. I have. It depends on the importance. Not often. It depends. Personal, but not professional. Yeah, I do. I mean, I have personal to-do lists, as like bucket list items, I would assume. Professional, I do also, but not to the same extent. I can easily communicate my ideas to people at any level within the organization. I would say I can. I would say I can. Do you always go the extra mile at work? Depends on the deadline. Yes, sometimes only if it really counts. I mean, what do I do at my current work right now? The extra mile? I would say most of the time. I don't every single time. I'm lazy sometimes, but most of the time I do. Which of the following best describes how you work under pressure or stress? Stress doesn't really bother me, honestly, at work like that. When stakes are high, I like it. That's actually kind of how it is for me. Stress doesn't really bother me though. Do you create with everyone that you work with? Yes, 100%. I do not hesitate to make physical contact with a sick patient. Wait. I wouldn't hesitate. Again, it's part of the job, you know. If you're dealing with sick people, if you get sick, oh no, I got sick at the job where sick people are always there. Oh no, that's literally what the hospital is for. You know, well, what kind of question is that? I rarely miss work. Strongly agree. On a 1 to 10 scale, with 10 being the high, how would you rate your competitiveness with others? 10. I am super competitive. I am massively competitive. Does your determination intensify when faced with challenges? Sometimes it does. It depends on the challenge. Most of the time, yes, but not always. I need to just like sit and think things through, I would say normally. Should your boss get credit for something you did exceptionally well? My boss, if they specifically told me what to do, that's fair. My boss gets the credit because he's the boss responsible for me. It depends on what the benefit me if I made the decision myself. My boss, if they told me specifically what to do. I mean, the credit goes to people who deserve it. If the boss made the decision to credit me or told me to do something and give credit that way, then, or do something specifically, you know, if I make the decision myself, those are the same answer though. Me, if I made the decision myself, and my boss, if they specifically told me to do. Those are two sides of the same coin right there. So, they should get the credit, but only if they specifically Guzma. What? How often are you the one? How often are you the one your coworkers ask when they have questions? I mean, it rarely ever happens. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but that's just because we don't have enough people like questions. I mean, sometimes it depends. Do you think anyone can be a good employee if they want to and are trained correctly? I think some people have natural talents for being a good employee. That's a good question. Can everyone be a good employee? Everyone can be a good. It depends. It really depends. I don't think everyone can do it. I'm comfortable asking patients challenging questions. Not the best. I can if I have to. I'm not like super good at it though. I've never had to do that yet. I have the ability to sense patients' needs. No. I need to be told. I'm a guy. That's how it works. I need to be specifically told something. Some people work best under pressure, and others work best at the most stable and consistent pace. You can pronounce the first try, but not ja. You can pronounce that first try, Guzma. But not Jabba. Dude, I didn't know Guzmo was a thing. I thought that was just like some like blabbing or whatever. Not gonna lie. Some people work best under pressure, and which description best fits you? I work. I work best under pressure, or pressure does not affect me. I would say pressure does not affect me. I do work like generally better though. I enjoy solving problems. Agree. No, strongly agree, dude. Oh my gosh, like puzzles. I love those. Do you look forward to coming to work each day? At my current job, yes, I do actually. You are watching a 7-year-old. Wait, you're watching a 7-year-old hammering. He or she hits their thumb. Oh, like a nail. Hits their thumb and cries and cries. What would you do? I mean, I think the first thing first is to take the hammer away, get them into a safe spot, and then you check up on them. That's like, I think, the order. Let them cry is one of life lessons. I agree with that too, though. Like, if you have a, you know what? Okay, you don't touch a hot. When you turn the stove on, you don't put your hand flat on it, do you? I say let them cry, but you know. Explain how to use a hammer. Depends on if it's my child. Find whoever is responsible for them, comfort them, look at the wound. Look at the wound. And then you let them cry if it's not bad. Depends again. I always have a strong need to get things done. How good you are at CS Counter-Strike? Dude, I haven't played Counter-Strike. Actually, I downloaded Counter-Strike a bit back, actually, and I was playing it with someone for a while. Haven't played it really much since. I'm very bad at it. I always have the strong need to get things done. Neither agree, like... Agree, but not like super... Not like super strong. It's like, yeah, if it needs to be done, I'll definitely do it. Also depends on what needs to be done. Sometimes trying to make something perfect just slows things. Yes, it does. No, I strongly agree. You ever play Satisfactory factory building game? You try to make everything perfect, then it will slow you down. But like when you just like if you go sloppy at it, you'll get it done faster, but it won't look the best, you know. As long as it works, though, you know, in the end. No, definitely agree. Who should be in charge? The person who has the most experience, the person with the most formal training, the person who has been in charge before, whoever's assigned to be in charge, whoever person can do it the best. I would say, experience and who can do it the best. Who's been in charge, like, okay, Little Caesars, for example. I think my way of going about doing things is better than others. But they also probably think the exact same thing too. So everyone probably would say that I should be in charge, or that they should be in charge. I would say the person, which is fine, but the person who can do that thing the best should be in charge. Would you say you're a fast decision maker? Some decisions cannot be made quickly, no. Some things take planning. You gotta think things through sometimes. If I'm familiar with it, 100% I can make fast decisions. And it's relative simplicity, but on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high, how would you rate your passion for your work? Currently, I'm not passionate about it, but I don't hate it. I'm like a 6. I'll say 7, 6, 7. I'm confident enough to say I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah. How often do you need to just get away from people in some quiet time? Sometimes. Not all the time. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's 10 being high? How good is your memory? A 5. I have very, very average memory. If I work on like, things, you know, I really if I have to memorize something, I will find a way to do it. But have you ever intensely disliked someone? Oh yeah. Yeah. Only if they hurt me. Only when they're really Only when they've really offended me. Only yes if they're a jerk. Yeah, that's about it. Only if they're really a jerk. I don't dislike people. Like, it takes a lot for me to dislike someone, though. Only if they've disliked me first. Even then, I can get over things. How often do you find yourself in conflict with authority? Never. How often are you experienced in an adrenaline rush? Wait, how often do you experience an adrenaline rush and what you're never? It's Little Caesars, bro. Actually, never. I'm downloading I download Overwatch 2 for tomorrow. Oh, huge. Let's go. What you're doing? Never. Rarely. It's very rarely at Little Caesars. How often do you tear up during celebrations or important events? Celebrations? Tear up during important events? It depends on the event. Rarely. It has to be something like actually moving. I got you later today. Actually, perfect. Ooh, yeah. I actually want to get home time. We could play Overwatch. A few rounds. That'd be fun. I can keep track of important details and information. Only when it really matters. Yeah, at work, but not at home. At home, not at work. When it really matters, I can. If I have to, if it's vital that I do that, I can. I will find a way to do it. Oh, you can't go back and answer previous questions after making a mistake. I like to know what I did wrong. I like to know the technical reasons behind things I have done incorrectly. Check DMs. Oh, okay. 1 second. I'll tell someone else to fix it. I want to see. I wait to see if it hasn't. Well, it doesn't. Yeah. Well, okay. That's the order that I would do, though. Like, I would. If a mistake doesn't have consequences, is it a mistake still? There you go. If it does, then you figure out what you did wrong. But if it doesn't have that, I would still say I figure out what I did wrong. But you need to. It depends. How often do supervisors ask you to mentor or help new coworkers? Frequently. Pretty frequently. All right, let's go see this real quick. Discord. Is it a play of the game? Oh, it is. Oh, something. Let's see. Diva Pact, let's go. It's just Diva Pact. That's how it goes. One person must always die by a Diva bomb. And if they don't, then that's not an actual. You didn't do it correctly. No, hold on. Here we are. I always adhere to company policies. I should answer strongly agree, but I'm going to answer agree. Not always. No, I don't think everyone always does. An associate in your organization begins to cry. What do you do? Plan to check in with them regularly. Be sympathetic. Suggest they get counseling. Comfort them. There, it's a two answer. You comfort them and then you lighten their load. You lighten their workload. And then you plan it. It's a multi-step thing. It's a hard one single choice. You comfort them, you be sympathetic, you comfort them. I think that's the best one. I have a craving to learn more. Yes, I usually do. I do like learning things. My great satisfaction in my job comes from helping others. No, not really. Actually, it comes from finding the most efficient way possible to do something. I really like the idea of efficiency in like that. Well, I blame Satisfactory for that. I would say neither agree nor disagree. Each of my own former employers would rate my dependability and attendance record very well. I think they would. I might be whatever. I think they would. Dude, I'm only 30% of the way through this. Holy, how many? It's actually like 100 questions here. When something unexpected happens at work, I become energized. Kinda, yeah. It's like interesting. It makes things not dull. The best way to tell how a patient feels is by the way they say is by what they say. Agree, but it can't all be determined on that. So I would say neither, really. Others look to me for guidance in times of chaos. No, everyone at my work kind of knows their position, knows their role and everything. We don't really have a chaos that I would know of. It is not necessary for me to achieve excellence in everything I do at work. You should try to, but you can't be expected to. Neither agree nor disagree. Should a person quit their job if they cannot be loyal to the company for which they work? Not if they can still complete their responsibilities? I don't know. I mean, if you're completing all your tasks, then sure. Like, should a person quit their job if they cannot be loyal to the company for which they work? No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't have to quit their job for that. That's not the company's thing usually. No, I don't think they should. No, I don't. I think you get a lot of self-autonomy in that. Can you anticipate a person's unexpressed needs? Wait, how can you anticipate a person's unexpressed needs? I just know. You ask them. I think there will never be a better way to communicate with someone other than flat out asking them. So why I always don't understand how relationships, like people, like talking with people, it's like the most important skill you can have, unfortunately. And I hate that, but you ask them, I would say. On a scale below, wait, what time is it? It's 12:48. Okay. I don't know if I'll even have time to like play more after this questionnaire. We'll see. On the scale below, I mean, I don't go to work until 3 today, so I have an extra, hour and a half before I gotta get off, so. On a scale below, please select the description that best describes you. I'm more gentle than eager. I'm somewhat more gentle than eager. I'm equally gentle and eager. I'd say I'm more about 50-50 realistically. Oh, I thought it did. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Not counting unusual or extraordinary circumstances, how many days of work did you miss in the last year? I don't think I missed a single day. 0. I literally have never missed a day of work that was not like due to like sickness. I do not think I missed a single day of work at all. I cannot recall a single time I've missed work. And my coworkers rely on me to share important information with them. I mean, if I take things, I would say, yeah, it's not like super, super important, not like life-altering important, but, you know, it's important enough. In your immediate work area, you are at capacity, and you have 2 additional patients who need attention. What do you do? Find another place for them to receive care. Talk to them, make them comfortable while they're waiting. Let them know they will have to wait their turn. I mean, you're at capacity. Are you really at capacity, though? That's a question I would have. But what should be done is for them, find another place for them to receive care. Obviously, they need care, but if I'm at what I'm assuming is full capacity for myself alone, they still need care. I would tell them, you know, wait their turn, make them comfortable while they're waiting, and then in the same time, you know, try to find them another spot to receive care. That's like the best way through, I would say. Find another place for them to receive care. What is it? Quiz? It's for a job application. I know, right? I said the J word. At a hospital for a lab, like a lab technician support, lab support technician, something like that. I'm only 36% of the way through, man. Oh my gosh. Oh. Well, yeah, I'd say find another person for them to receive care. I think it's the best thing. Have you learned anything new recently? Yes, I have. I actually learned something like a week ago about Voyage of Despair. I did. Sometimes I find it difficult to maintain positive attitude. Depends on the circumstance. Again, I would say disagree. Are you gonna become a nurse or something? No. I'm interested in forensic science, but having on your resume to say that you were, you know, if your resume says you worked as like a lab support person, that looks better than just saying, oh, I only worked at a pizza place. I'm basically doing it just to make my resume look better, mainly. So I seldom get mad at work. Strongly agree. I've only ever gotten mad one time at work, like super mad. How often do you know if a person is thinking... Wait, how often do you know what a person is thinking or going to say before they say it? You can tell, usually, that they want to say something but won't. Sometimes, I would say. Oh, no, there's a thing that said depends. How much of the blame should you get when someone or who works for you makes an important mistake? Who works for you? Not about how calm I am? I mean, okay, if someone works for me and they still make a mistake, that mistake is still on them. I don't think that reflects on the, you know, the boss as much as it should, as it does in society. Depends on who can weather the storm the best. All blames need to be equally shared? No. It should be my mistake if I specifically told them what to do. Yeah, no, that's understandable. If I tell someone to do something and they make a mistake, or do something a mistake that was super important, that's my bad. It's like, I don't know. Like, was the mistake made because of me and I didn't explain something well enough, or was a mistake made because they're just like stupid? I'm gonna say mine specifically if I told them what to do. I always pay attention, so I can get as far and more, so I can get more done and most effective. Yes. being efficient is always like a big thing to me. I like pushing things like that. Does your leader focus more on your strengths than your mistakes or weaknesses? My strengths. My boss does much more my strengths. Bed since yesterday's stream? Dude, you are going to crash here soon. You know that, right? You're 100% going to crash. When working with a team, how often you're the one who carries the load? Sometimes. It can be, depends. Who's what position, what stuff are we doing? How do you feel when other employees gripe? I think griping is helpful. Airing out your frustrations depends on the gripe. That's funny. If it's a legitimate complaint, they should talk to their supervisor. Depends on the gripe. It kind of depends on the gripe, but I think overall it's helpful. I would say. Is it sometimes difficult for me to figure out what my managers want me to do? No, I don't think so. You ask. You say, hey, what would you like me to do? There you go. Again, talking. Often do you improve processes at work? Sometimes, rarely anymore. Like when we first opened, yeah, but not really anymore. I'd say sometimes. When you made a mistake, what do you do? Wait, when you've made a mistake, concentrate on the mistake, forgive myself. I mean, you learn from the mistake. That's all you do. That's the thing that you should do. If you make a mistake, you know, that's the whole point. You know? I work well independently. Agree. I think I do. I feel my organization does a good job with staffing to meet the patient's needs. I mean, at Little Caesars, I would say, yeah, definitely. Are you a perfectionist? I am at home, but not at work. That's like my answer. It depends. It depends when, if something requires perfectionism, then yes. But if it's a hobby, it also depends. Like if it's like if it's that game satisfactory, I have to be a perfectionist. Everything has to be perfect. 100% efficiency in the game. It depends. I'm able to channel my stress in a positive way. I have no clue, man. I don't get stressed too often. I literally don't ever feel tension, really. Neither agree nor disagree, I would say. To be successful in my role, I have to believe in the mission of the organization. No. No, I don't think you do. I think to be successful in your role, I think money's a good enough motivator. I think money will always be a good enough motivator. How do you know when it is appropriate to lead and when to follow? You can kind of get a sense for it, you know. The person with the most authority should lead. I should follow when someone else is more contempt than me. I should lead when I'm the most competent person. I will follow if I like them. A person with the most experience should lead. The most competent person should do it, I think. Like, if I'm the most competent at something, I should lead it. If I should follow when someone is more competent than me, that's the same thing. Again, that's the same answer. That's the same thing, just different sides of the same coin. I'm not, like, selfish enough to say that. I don't know. I would say that, yeah. Are you an enthusiastic person? Yeah, usually. Do you want to work with people who have... do you want to work with people who have and appreciate talent? I do, yeah. Yeah, I would say I do. All right, halfway there. Oh my gosh, we are now halfway there. To the following, best describes how you feel towards authority. Authority is needed to establish some sense of order. I respect authority. I respect authority, I would say. It's also needed to establish a sense of order. I think that's more important than me respecting it, though. How often do you feel compelled to take care of unfinished work? pretty often. If something's not done, I'll usually do it. I sometimes wait to see what needs to be done rather than initiating action. Depends, again. I'll initiate action if I see something needs to be done, but usually I'll wait to see if something needs to be done. Same thing as like, oh, is there an issue? Did I make a mistake? Okay, well, was that mistake actually a mistake? If it was, then I'll fix it. But if it wasn't, what's the issue? Which of the following can best describe your opinion? Why change something that's already working? Good point, but what if there's a better way? Things can always be improved. I know that's not true, though. There's not a good answer here. There's none of the answers are good. I like to think more on the positive part. It's like most things can be improved. Most things that everyone, in many contexts can be improved. Not always, but usually. People are the same in many ways, but no two people are exactly alike. Pick the way in which you are most different from other people. So we can say, I see defects, others don't. I'm very generous. I really like people. I'm a good listener. I'm very efficient. I get things done. What do I see in other people that don't do these things? I mean, everyone compares himself to others, I think. That's not real. That's not true. I would say I'm either... I get along with people very well, but I also like to think I'm efficient. I would say I really like people. Are you a good listener? When I care about the topic, yeah. Depends on who's speaking. Only when I have to. At work, yes. At home, no. Most of the time, I can be. That's true. I'd say most of the time I am, though. Yeah. How often do you find yourself naturally assuming leadership roles? Sometimes. Again, it depends. How important is it that belongingness as a feeling is successful in it? Wait. Is belongingness as a feeling it's very important, I would say. Feeling that you belong somewhere is very important to the success of that place, I think. Several patients need help at the same time. What do you do? Get a coworker to help if that's possible. Yeah, obviously. Help the closest person. Help the person in most need. I get anxious. I mean, many people need help. I think there is a good balance between who's been waiting the longest. If they all came in at the same time, you obviously take the most priority thing. Help the person in need, help the closest person first. Depends on who needs help. Depends on who needs help and help the person in most need are the same. I say you help the person who's in most need first. So, how often do you involve others in your work projects? Rarely. Rarely. I don't ever have projects to work on. Do you motivate others to be effective at work? I can. Honestly, I don't know. I think you can motivate others, but I don't think that motivation helps. You have to be self-motivating sometimes, I think. You can't always motivate someone else, so no. I belong into organizations that are creating a better world. I mean... No. Disagree. I don't really, no. I work at Little Caesars. How often do you get more work done than your coworkers? Sometimes. Again, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Depends. I have the ability to convert what others consider to be accidents or misfortunes into something useful? Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. I do that actually all the time. I like to take care of people. Depends on the person. I don't mind it. My work is my signature? No. No, not at all. I wouldn't say it is, no. I think who you are as a person is your signature. People are comfortable sharing personal information around me. I'm at work, man. Depends. I don't really ever see too many people doing things like that. How do you deal with conflict? Find out what caused it. Depends on the conflict. Depends on who the conflict is with at work. Do the conflict move forward? Avoid it if possible. It is motivational to me. Conflict. Well, I want to know what causes conflict. I like to know the cause behind things. Are you fussy about details? Only when it matters. Like, if something works, it doesn't have to be perfectly detailed. If it works good, then it's fine. When it really matters, I'd say. How often do you become frustrated with others who cannot communicate their ideas clearly? Almost never. I get it, you know. Dude, communicating is hard. Again, I get it. Not really, seldom. I find it easy to see things from other points of view. I think I do. When I have enough time on the subject, that's hard for me. Yeah, I would say I can see other people's point of views pretty well. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high, how positive are you towards everyone? Initially, like a 10. It can go down to like a 5, though. I would say probably, honest, like, genuinely. I'd say a 10. Is that stupid to say? I don't think it is. What time is it? 1:06? Okay, I got an hour. As a healthcare professional, which of the following statements best describes you? Do the job pretty well. I would not mind doing it. I mean, I'm not a healthcare professional, though. If I were a healthcare professional, how would I be at it? I don't know if I would enjoy it, but I could say I would do it pretty well. It's putting you in the shoes of that kind of person. I respect authority. Oh, yeah, I agree. Strongly agree. How did your manager describe your performance at your current place of employment? Oh. One of the best, I think. The crisis situation. What do you do? Depends on what happened. Analyze the situation and act accordingly. It's a Ryzen. Approach, render rate, identify, secure, notify. But you know, you analyze and then you act accordingly. I think that's the. I am the person with a lot of self-control. Somewhat. Sometimes I have good self-control. I know the job responsibilities of those whom I work with. Oh, yeah, I do. 100% right now. Yeah. It's frustrating when I have to step in and do someone else's job. Yeah, it is. It is. Unless there's a good excuse for it. I would agree. They have to have a good excuse for it. Again, if they have a good excuse, I think it is. What is the most important thing you can contribute to the hospital? This hospital. To contribute to the mission, vision, and values of this hospital is chosen? That's like saying to do what I'm told. Which is what I'm doing, yeah. How often do you write things down so you can pass the information on to your coworkers? I don't write it down for coworkers. I write it down for myself usually. But I can write it down. I actually pretty often. I write things down frequently, actually, for like orders and everything. I intentionally try to get other coworkers to do a better job. No, I mean, the way I think a job can be done better, they might think their way is done better. Like, the speed at which you make pizzas depends on how you do the pizzas. What have you done to help your coworkers enjoy their week? I mean, we're always create contests. We do that all the time. Use a sense of humor. With Tim being high, how would you rate your attention to detail? Pretty high. I don't know. I think. Others see me as a source of knowledge when they complete their job. Not really. Everyone knows what they're doing. New hires, maybe. That's about it, though. Everyone's pretty competent. That's the thing, though. My enthusiasm spreads to those who I work with. It's not a thing that spreads. People, again, I think their own enthusiasm. How frequently are your solutions implemented? Never. They're solutions for me. Are my solutions implemented? The solutions I come up with to fix my mistakes are always implemented because they're my solutions. But on like a company-wide thing, never, because that's not the official way to do things. Again, it depends on if they're my solutions to whose problems. My problems or someone else's. My problems all the time, yeah, because they're my problems, my solutions. I'd say a 4. How important is it to be you to be on the winning team? I don't think it's you would like to be on the winning team. It's not important though. How important is it for you to be on the winning team? Oh. I don't think you need to. Like, you can learn a lesson if you're not. I'm kind of indifferent. I would say a 5. I can communicate without speaking. A little sign language. I would say I'd somewhat agree. I agree. Not somewhat, just base agree. Do you work well under pressure? I work well under pressure, but not. Well, under time pressure, but not cost pressure. I do when working with familiar things, yes. It's like a challenge. I sometimes feel resentful when I don't get my way. No, I'm not 3. Not really. Sharing my knowledge with others makes me more successful. Yeah. If I have something. Well, okay, honestly, actually, it does not. It makes everyone more successful. Doesn't make you inherently more successful. It makes everyone else more successful. Strongly disagree. No, there's a no. Not a no. Have you received recognition for your work in the last week from whom? I mean, from a significant other? No. Supervisor? I mean, my boss. She's complimented me on things, yeah. Do you believe in enthusiasm gets others excited? I think I can. Again, there's a lot of joking around at work, sometimes. Others often describe me as a calm person. I'm calm-headed, but not calm overall. Neither agree nor disagree. Do you motivate others to be effective at work? No. Again, you gotta make your own motivation, I think. I am frustrated when I make a mistake. I am, yeah. So I think I am. Like, if it's something I'm good at, and it's not like super frustrating. It's like disappointing frustration. If it's something I'm good at, it does, yeah. Because you know you should be better than that. Do you sometimes take time out to clear emotions, or no? When when my emotions will interfere with at work, yes. When I'm angry, yes. I think when they interfere with me doing my jobs, not really though. I don't ever take timeouts though. Someone I know is having a difficult working things out for themselves, I will tell them what to do. Yeah, occasionally. I mean, hey, here's how, I see you're struggling with this. Here's how I do it. It's important you find your own way to do it that works for you. I'm just giving you a tip. Here's how I do it that's worked for me. Pass information along. Technology helps keep me organized. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, a lot. When packing a vehicle, what the heck? When packing a vehicle for a family trip, do you make everything fit the first time? Does it take multiple efforts to make everything fit? If you get lucky, it fits the first time, but it takes multiple efforts. You know, no one gets things right like that the first time, unless you've done it before. I eventually get it right, but it may take several times. Yeah, that's the truth. It depends on the amount of luggage. It does depend on the amount of luggage. It is correct, though. Like, if I only have a suitcase and a big trunk, easy fit first try. It depends on the amount of luggage. Yeah, it does depend on the amount of luggage. It depends. Which of the following statements best describes how you feel about unexpected changes in your work? I don't care, really. That's fine for me, usually. I do get bored if everything stays the same. I will agree. Sometimes I get overwhelmed by how much change. Change allows me to learn new things. I like to know what I expect. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's the one right there. I like to know what to expect, but change makes things more interesting. That's a good answer. I like that one. Do you have an individualized approach to moving people to action? No. No, not at all. I go to the extra mile to achieve. Somewhat agree. It will if I need to, sometimes. It depends again. So many things that depends. When you have several things to do right now, are you good at picking what to do first? If I have enough information, I would say yes. I need to know the urgency of things. Okay, you know, a baby is drowning in a pool and your dog is choking on food. Who do you save first? The baby, obviously. You know. Do you believe in the management of your current workplace? Yeah, 100%. How often do you make others smile because your smile is contagious? I don't know, frequently, maybe? Do people trust you to make decisions for them? But I convince them I am working in their best interests. Yes, if they've known me for long enough. Yes, yeah, if they've known me for long enough. Yes, on certain subjects. Those are, again, two sides of the same coin. If they think I know more than they do, I would say if they know me for long enough. This organization is one of my pet peeves. Yes, it is. It is. Strongly agree. Things need to be organized. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high, how would your supervisor rate your dependability? I think she would say 10. I literally think she would say 10. I'm being genuine. Is it important for me to understand and fulfill the mission of the organization I work for? I think it's important you understand it, yeah. I think it's very important you understand it. But I don't think it's important you agree with it, though. Because at the end of the day, again, you're going there to make money. So, the statement, "That's not my job," bothers me. No, not really. It's not your job. No, not. It doesn't actually bother me. I'm a responsible person. I would say I agree, yeah. I work best in an environment where I have to make quick decisions. Yes, yeah. Well, okay. No. Right here's a perfect example. No. I would say I somewhat agree with that. I can make quick decisions. Complaining coworkers have a negative effect on the company. No, not doing a job has a negative effect on the company. I can be the biggest complainer in the world, but do my job effectively. Disagree. Oh, there we go. Next. I get frustrated when I cannot see the outcomes of my work. Yeah, I think I would. I like knowing what my work. Yeah, I would say I would get mad if I didn't see what all the effort came out to be. How often do you have fun at work? Always. I usually almost always have fun. When a patient complains, what should you do? Sock them. No, I'm kidding. Apologize and assure them that it will not happen again. I mean, if it's a valid complaint, address the problem right away. Yeah. Listen and apologize. Dude, the patient's not always right. I don't know who made that up. It was okay. Well, the customer is not always right. A customer definitely made that up. Find out what's going on and what you can do about it. That's the best. That's the most logical, I think, approach to it. What can you do to make the patient happy and satisfied? Maybe sometimes there's nothing you can do. I think it's fine that you best find out what's going on. What can you do about it? Do you become frustrated when people approach you with their problems? No, I don't actually. I'll give solutions. They may not like the solutions, but which of the following describes you? I like to initiate action. I like to see how things develop. So I can do it right thing. In some situations, I wait to see what will happen. I'm curious, though. That's why, I think. I like to see how... Okay, I like to see how things develop. I think that's a good one. Oh. In answering these questions, did you answer the way you really felt about or the way you felt? I mean, I think I answered the way I felt, or that I genuinely felt. Because I answered what I would think would be... I gave reasoning to it. I think I always answered the way I felt. In that right there. I think I did. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about answering these questions? What the heck does this mean? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being high, how did you feel about answering all these questions? What does that mean? How did I feel? I felt high about it? Meaning good? I'd say I felt good about them. Oh, I got my schedule. Hold up. Ooh, he's got a double. Let's see how that goes. Is there anything else that you would like to add? That a lot of things, in my opinion, depend. Everything is variable. Everything made in life. It all depends. Next. Why are you the best person for this job? In 100 characters? Bro, I don't have enough room for that. Why are you the best person for this job? How do you explain why you're the best person for the job in 100 characters? That is like spaces don't they count. Why would I say I'm the best person for the job in 100 characters? What makes me better than someone else? Okay. I know my capabilities. How do I spell capabilities? Hold on. What the heck? I think I spelled it right. Capabilities. Don't allow. Yeah, there we go. I know my capability better than anyone else. I know my capabilities better than anyone else because I'm me, I would say. I think that's the best way. Like one sentence, basically. I know my capabilities better than anyone else because I am me, and they align with this job. I think that's the best way. There's not much I can say. All right. Oh, here we go. I got my talent creates my talent card. Wow, so that was literally just like a Briggs-Meyer personality test right there. Dang. I got work intent, magnitude of work, being protective, willing to work hard is gratifying to you. You take ownership of your, okay, positivity, values, patient care. All right, cool. What the heck do I do with this now? I have my talent card. Now what? Okay, let me go to my email. Hold on. Outlook. Cool. I guess that's done. Are you still cooking up for the nurse exam? No, I just finished that. I just finished it, and I don't know. I got it was like a talent card. It was like the Briggs-Meyer personality test. Oh, there goes another dog. I'm gonna finish this round here, then be done. So. I kind of cooked on that test, I think. I think I cooked on the test. That was a long test, though. That was like 45 minutes right there. Alright, cool. Finish up this round here, and then we'll be done. And then go to work, go home. I only work 5 hours tonight. That's so nice. And I only work 5 hours tomorrow as well. Oh. That's a dog. Oh, hello, zombies. They're like, ah, haha, I'm a zombie. I don't think I need to do the big horde up like I normally do. Now that I physically can't get damaged by these zombies. Oh, I do... Hold up. Okay, yeah. That's had to have been one that didn't touch ice water yet. Alright, I'm going to go based off the assumption I'm going to have a dog round next round, so... I'm going to trade out for Ethereal Razor last. Two. I'm so glad they have a super open area here to trade perks. But I do need my Ethereal Razor now. That's cool. I don't need Bando. Depth perception. There it is. Yay, happy 20 hours. Hooray. What to watch? I only got like 10 minutes left, so doesn't need to be something crazy. Wait, I saw something about Ninja Kiwi. What was that? Oh, too late. I can make 4 work.
I love the HOA is a sentence you'll rarely ever hear a real human being say. If you ever hear someone utter something very positive about homeowners associations, that's how you know, that's your red flag to alert you to the fact that you're most likely talking to an alien, a demon, or a terrorist. Now I know not all HOAs are evil, diabolical monsters, but you do hear some real bad stuff. And actually, my house is in an HOA community, and I remember a long time ago, I had actually received a complaint from the HOA, one that needed action on my part, or I would be like fined or something like that, because I had a basketball hoop in my driveway. So I had to take the basketball hoop down because they didn't like it. I didn't know I couldn't put a basketball hoop in my own driveway. It was a Christmas gift, so that felt real good to have to take that puppy down. Is it the biggest deal in the world? No. But it is annoying. Like, the HOA's been neutral here for the most part, but that's not how it is everywhere. You hear all the time about nightmare scenarios with HOAs, and a lot of the time, it seems like the people that are elected onto the HOA's boards are power-tripping Reddit moderators that just let this shit poison their brain. And today, I saw a very good example of this for an outrageous situation, and actually, the night before I saw this,
nope, is that
which
round?
would be last night.
Nope, not round yet. That means round's almost over though, so.
If you're doing the math, I don't know why I said it that way like it was a fucking riddle. Last night we were even yapping about HOAs, because there are some crazy scenarios that arise from this that are just inexplicable. I don't know why HOA members love to rule it with an iron fist and think that there's some kind of like tyrant or something for it, and then they just like terrorize people in neighborhoods for no reason.
President of the HOA.
Okay.
And you're not supposed to be running a business out of your house.
This is my house. I don't live here.
My house.
I'm a detail. I pulled up.
I'm just letting you know. You're not supposed to be running a business out of your house. You're not supposed to have vehicles parked on the grass. He's detailing my car.
I can just take this down if you want.
You got a sign right
He put the sign up. I didn't put the sign up. He's advertising.
I can take it down if it's that big of a deal.
Okay, he'll take the sign down. Bro.
Everybody stand back. The HOA president has just arrived at the scene. Please get on your hands and knees and start groveling at his feet and worshiping him. This is the HOA president. I don't know if you could feel his spiritual pressure when he arrived. So right now he's causing a big hubbub here because, well, a couple of things. There is a vehicle parked on the grass, which I guess is a big no-no there. And also, the detailer has a sign up advertising his business, which I guess, again, forbidden under the HOA bylaws or whatever. Which is an interesting one because there is a vehicle that drives behind this man that is advertising another business because their fucking truck is wrapped in it. Is he then going to chase that truck down like a fucking dog chasing the mailman in order to give him a piece of his mind? Like, hey, you can't be advertising a business here. Like, what does he do that when, you know, fucking Frontier or Spectrum comes out for the internet? Oh my god, you've got your vehicle wrapped in a business. Scram, get out of here. It makes no sense. I don't know why he wouldn't be able to put a sign out when all the other businesses that go through the neighborhood, like the one that drives right behind him, are also advertising their business just on a wrap as opposed to a normal sign. It's pretty fucking silly.
Bro, he's detailing my car. So what's the problem now?
You had a sign up.
Okay, the sign's gone. What's up? What's the problem?
You're still going to get a letter.
What's the problem? He's detailing my car.
I hate HOAs.
What's the problem? He's detailing my car.
You guys don't have HOA. Oh no, obviously no. Never mind. I was about to say, do you guys have HOAs in like Croatia? But that's no, because HOA literally stands for Home of America. So don't answer that. And we have HOAs here. Pretty much, we'll have neighborhoods here. That's bunch of houses in a neighborhood, all that stuff. But there will be rules in the neighborhood, you know, and so the neighborhood will be governed by some little like sub community company type of thing. I have no idea. And they'll make rules like you can do this, you can't do that in this neighborhood. And it's like the dumbest thing ever. It's like so dumb. And they make stupid rules sometimes. Like in the previous neighborhood we were in, we weren't allowed to have like, I think, I don't know, like maybe it was like political flags up or something like that, but like we couldn't have flags hung in the off of our at our house or something like that. And it was like, what? We couldn't have trailers done. We couldn't have our garage door open when no one was home or something like that. It was so weird. Okay, I'll probably be able to get done by nice. Play some matches of Overwatch tonight. I didn't want to have to trade again. Oh, do you not have your old I guess original account? My account's originally from my Xbox account. That's why I first started playing Overwatch on was Xbox. Then I downloaded it on, you know, PC because, well, I have to. There's no way I'm playing Overwatch on console. I finally, actually, the other day, I got the achievement where you collect 50 items for a single character. Obviously, that was Mercy for me. I have like 10 Mercy skins just from collecting them over time. A few diva skins. I got a few skins for each character for the most part. I think my least played character in all of Overwatch is Doomfist or Wrecking Ball, I think. Actually, well, okay, this is not fair because the character just came out. I have never once played Wu Ying yet. I have not played Wu Ying. Although he is pretty powerful. I have beef with Zarya. Well, if you play D.Va, I can see that, yeah. That's like usually the hard counter. Oh, come on, game. Give me my perks. I want to be done. Doesn't matter who I play. You just... Oh. I just leave. Have you seen some of Zarya's perks that she has now? I think... the two minor perks that she has is I think bubbling a teammate activates like a passive regeneration on them for the duration of the bubble. That's one of the perks. And then the another one is like you can generate like your charge by shooting just shooting with your secondary fire. And then there's the two major perks. One of them is like Javelin, where it will, if your charge is above like 50%, it'll pierce through enemies. And then there's another one where if you shoot at the ground, you'll have a lot more knockback effect from shooting the ground and all that. 4-round burst, yeah, it makes her into fully automatic when she's using her flying. That one's pretty cool. That or you can just like triple jump. I would say the triple jump is, I don't know, they both have their uses. Like you can put some serious healing output on that with Juno. I think the round might be over. Like, I think it becomes, like, the highest healing output in the game. That's, like, without an ultimate or something like that. When you're using boosters. Yeah, that's around there. Yeah, it's kind of a big game. Alright, let's see. Did I get, do I get dogs? No, I don't, because why would I? Oh, wait, no, that's good, though. That's good, though. That's good, though. Hold on. What am I saying? 207's an insta-kill round. This is what I wanted. Yeah, here we go. That means next round's dogs. That's what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Okay. Hold on, let me do something real quick. I'm going to play out the very beginning of this here real quickly. Oh my. Oh. That's amazing right there. Oh my gosh, megabits a second. Ooh. I thought my internet was bad. It's winter. That's so strange. You get faster speeds during the summer. Why is that? That's odd. I think just like that, the round's already a quarter of the way over, I think. Look, see how quiet it is? No dog spawns, nothing. It's so peaceful. That can't be a max there, so. Alright. Well, there we go. Honestly, I have time. I should go ahead and just finish the round out here. Like, I still don't have to be there until 3. It's only 1:45. I'll just finish the round out. For the radio, internet, etc. tower. Oh, okay, okay. We have Starlink here, which is that Elon Musk space Wi-Fi. And it's okay. It's not really that good. It's good for where we live, but we live in the middle of nowhere. Wonderful's live.
Since when could you put the turbine up there? You've always been able to put it up there, but people only started doing that recently when you play no power mostly. Because otherwise it'll turn on the drug machine and then turn it off when you pick it up, so that's bad. Yeah, that's true. I could do some like day
Impacts it a lot. Gotcha. Okay. That's how it is with us with Starlink a little bit, since it's, you know, space Wi-Fi and all that stuff. Goes to those little satellites that are orbiting. Has to be pointed upwards. So if it's cloudy and all that stuff out for us, raining, thundering, all that, it can affect our internet. Oh man. What the heck is this?
Don't know too much about this one. All I know is it's a dude-like roguelike. How many dudes? So, based on what I'm seeing... See, that's what I want every time. Just instant... Fuck me. Oh my... That's gonna be a nice payday on this.
Huh. Ooh. Wait, what is this video? Oh, this is a YouTube channel I watch called Midwest Safety. It's like police body cam footage stuff from kind of the general area of where I live, like region of the U.S.
Officers and firefighters in Rock County, Wisconsin respond to a
Wisconsin? No, that's by the Great Lakes then. It's north.
catastrophic multi-vehicle crash on the highway, resulting in a car being split completely in half by a snowplow. As a multi-casualty incident unfolds, officers need to find out what exactly happened and hope that everyone survived.
What's up?
I don't have much of a story, other than he knows most of it.
Okay. Is your car's up there?
We're right there.
Okay. Are you able to sit in your car, stay warm?
Yeah.
Okay. Just have a seat in your car and I'll come talk to you in a minute, okay?
Well, let's get him out.
Fire and rescue are trying to get the man stuck underneath the vehicle out as quickly as possible. The crazy story of how the vehicle was split in half will soon be revealed by witnesses.
Jeez.
I don't have.
Where's okay? So the other car is where over there?
There, and then obviously plow truck up there. So it sounds like, from what I gathered, this car I believe was headed northbound, plow was headed southbound, or vice versa, and cut out in front of the one car, got hit by that car, and then right in front of the plow, obviously severed in half.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Once I get more deputies out here, I'll start figuring out what's up.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't. Obviously, my concern is sales.
Yeah, I got you, man. I'm gonna have these people take a seat in their car. If they're, is there airbags ejected or anything?
Airbag deployment, yes.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Hi there. I'm Deputy Lights from the Sheriff's Office. You guys are in that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Just kind of based on whatever everything's going on right now, would you guys like to just have a seat in my squad car so you can stay warm?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll walk you back towards mine here. So did you guys saw what happened and all that stuff originally, or?
We didn't see anything until we hit it.
Okay.
I talked to the guy, the vehicle that pulled over.
Yep.
He said that I think he was following that car, and they hit some ice, they slid, and then the plow hit them, spun it into the middle, and then we hit them coming across.
Okay.
While this explanation describes most of how the crash occurred, it doesn't explain how the man trapped underneath the vehicle got there. Through further investigation, officers will soon find out.
So just because there's like a bump in the back, I'll have one of you go on one side, one of you go on the other side, okay? Yep, absolutely. And then let me know if it's warm enough in there. I can turn it up, crank the heat or something. It's not looking good, homie.
No?
The car's up there. Fire's trying to get him out. He's pinned under the front wheel of the car.
Was he a passenger or driver? Do you know?
I'm thinking he's driver. The whole car's ripped in half. So these folks from this car over here are in the back seat of my car.
Okay.
Another car, I told that gentleman to have a seat in his car. I guess he saw it.
Oh.
And then the plow truck's in front of him. So once we get this guy out and all that then we can tag team it or whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Is your car unlocked?
Yeah.
We're just gonna check on the two.
Yeah, they're in the back seat of the Charger. It should be unlocked. We got nobody else laying on this field, right?
Firefighters are able to get the man stuck underneath the car out and need to get him to a hospital immediately.
Which hospital you guys going to? UW? Okay.
He was northbound, both other vehicles are southbound.
Okay. I'm going to do a walk through this other field just to make sure no other buddies laying out there. But let's just spread out like 25 feet apart and to go that way. All right, so let's take it north because that's the other half of that car. I think those pieces are old, but there's pieces of the car out there. As I say, remember to look up. always surprise you. You want him taking crash report? We'll just start getting statements.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm sorry it took so long. Just kind of
it's all right.
A little bit of a cluster going on here.
You guys. The car that crashed.
Okay.
Was going eastbound.
The black one.
2% of the way downloading Overwatch. Yeah.
And they came around, caught the front of the plow truck.
With the front end or the back end?
With the back end.
Okay.
And then flung the back end of the car over there, and they came to rest right about where the fire truck is.
Like
facing that
the
way.
entire month.
Facing back northbound?
They were shooken up, but they were both fine.
Okay.
And then the car that's in the ditch way over there was going eastbound as well.
Okay.
Couldn't see them or anything because they didn't have any lights on.
Gotcha.
At the front of them, that's when the driver came out
Okay. And I was able to throw the car in reverse as that car was flying back at us because we were right behind. We've been behind the plow since Janesville doing 31 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, the safest place normally is right behind the plow.
yeah,
though,
that's
right?
what I said. As soon as we passed him in Janesville, it's like, well, we'll just stay behind him. Hopefully he goes all the way to Oregon.
For sure.
We're going. They just fishtailed right in front of the plow. They were fine until they got hit again and he came out.
Gotcha. Okay. So what it sounds like happened is that black car was coming southbound around the corner, started to Fishdale. The ass end clipped the front of the plow truck, spinning it around, and the back half like flew off.
Right.
It was in the middle of the road
Gigabytes
facing
of internet,
northbound.
that's good.
This car was
But
still coming
afterwards, the
southbound.
internet-
It didn't have any lights on it or anything like that, so they fucking clipped it. Did you figure out like what exactly happened, or did you get the whole story?
I got the story from him.
Okay.
Dude was coming southbound.
Yeah.
100
Lost
gigabytes,
his signal,
dang.
His rear end came out.
Yep.
Caught the wing of the plow. And
Are you able to deprioritize stuff? Or does it forcefully take up the 100? Is everything that's done online count towards those 100 gigabytes first, and then go to the other lesser internet afterwards? That's how we used to have it. We used to have, I think, a data on our phones. We'd have, I think, like 25 gigabytes, a limit per month. And then it would be reduced afterwards. Oh, look at that quality. Nice. As if you have internet with the we're going here, but get worse internet if you go past those 100. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so it's a limit until you get reduced internet. Then okay, gotcha. Alright, I'm ready for this round to be over. I'm done. I'm really done. Oh my gosh.
Earlier, he's met with a surprise.
Do you have anybody sitting in your car?
No. Need somebody?
So the two people from the BMW were sitting in my squad. Now I don't know where the they're at. These people that were in my car are in this ambulance?
Claw drivers in this one.
You guys have the folks from the BMW?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
We were just finishing up with them.
So you guys were headed home, I'm assuming? Yeah, okay. Where are you guys coming from tonight?
Luskin Lounge on Monona Drive.
Is that like a bar or something like that? Okay. Did you have any drinks or?
Just 500 more rounds. I know, right? Literally, like, I'm already like what 1/30th of the way there, or something like that. I don't know. See, if this was like any other game, I'd already be like a third of the way through. I'd already be like a third of the way through the game if this was like BO3, or maybe a quarter of the way through the game if this was like it's BO3, but yeah, 500 hours is super daunting. I try not to think about it. That's the main way to deal to deal with it. I just try not to think about how long it's gonna take, cause like, it'll take months. Yeah, I know, but just play a few hours a day. It'll all eventually add up, you know.
Ask that you do stainless field sobriety testing, and as long as you're good to go.
Underappreciated buildings in Satisfactory.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Satisfactory News. Before we get into the video, I want to quickly thank you all for the love you've shown to the channel since 1.0 dropped just a couple weeks ago. I've gotten over 2,000 more subscribers, hundreds of thousands of more views in my life, and there always ends up being a handful of units or buildings
Oh, that's round.
that just sometimes don't get used. Are they useful or fun? Sure. Are they essential to playing, finishing, and beating the game?
No.
Not really. In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 buildings in Satisfactory.
Actually, I can keep that on because I think I have a dog around here. So. Yep. Nice. Good dog round here. 208. So now 209 through 212 will all be instas. Cool. Oh, hold on. Too broke to afford it. Dude, I love that game. Oh my gosh. It's definitely a good game. Definitely is good. You ever get a gift card, or if you ever get a gift card or a way to get it, I definitely do recommend it. Pretty fun. I definitely. All right, I'm done. 20 hours, 31. I did about 2 hours almost. So I mean, the daily quota I'm good with already. So. Ooh. So. I'll be back. Oh, my battery's almost dead for my controller. Dang. I'll be back tomorrow morning, probably. So I kind of can't yet. Dang. Rip. Yo, hello. I'm actually ending stream, so. But hi. I'm still doing that. Fox Simpson Halo. July of 23. What is this? Oh! I actually have not heard that one. All right. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye here. Bye-bye. Bye.